So as we find more information about Luigi Mangione, let's go over a few things. First, a lot of people have mixed feelings, obviously, and they'll say he won't go to prison, or he will go to prison, or he doesn't know how to fight, or I live in a reality. That's where I live, in reality. And the first thing is people thinking that a jury won't convict you because they're passionate about certain things. Now, a lot of people are very passionate, but this is the reality of life. I've seen it a million times in prison. You'll see dudes in there that'll take out chomos that hurt their own families. I talk about it, about one of my cellmates, Dante. Dante's son was violated by a teacher at his school. The authorities did nothing about it. He tried everything, and it broke him until eventually he went and murked him. It was a brutal murder, but he did what was right. However, he got a life sentence. And it's not because what he did or the jury didn't believe him. It's because in America, you have so many people that will say, yeah, I'll do that. I would defend. I'd lay myself down. I'll die for this cause. I'll kill someone for my kid or for what I believed in for my family. And then the situation happens. Or they see a chomo on TV and like, if I was 5 minutes alone with him, then they get in a situation in prison. Well, I want to go home. And it's understandable, but people will never truly risk their comforts. Everybody wants the comforts of success without having to sacrifice for it. Nobody wants to go through the depths of hell. But yet, if you want those comforts, you have to suffer. You have to sacrifice. And not everybody's going to make it. So that's why people are very happy with being on the sidelines. You see it all the time in fights, UFC fights, where you suck, dude. And the dude's over here getting beat half to death, you know, fighting round after round. But some guy in the crowd who's never done any type of exercise in his life, anything in the ring, any type of chaos like that, is going to tell you how you should have fought better. Nobody can tell you anything except yourself. Nobody can tell you how you feel about a situation except yourself. That goes with anything in life. When it comes to the prison side of things, I've been locked up with a lot of dudes that have committed crimes for the right reasons. I did a lot of time with people that committed crimes that you could not tell them they were wrong, no matter what. And some people will say, well, this guy lost his life. He has kids. You know, the people will say, well, you don't know what it's like to go through this and that. So one thing we all agree on in prison is this. If you hurt kids, women, our family, rapists, chomos, we will come after you. You see video after video on my page where I discuss prison true crime. And another thing we all agree on is the system will fuck us all, period. Medically, physically, emotionally, it'll take us all under. So just like the chomos you see getting whacked over and over and over, a lot of that has to do with self-reflection. You know, 1 in 4 inmates have seen or felt or been around some type of abuse where the system failed them. Then they go to prison and see this piece of shit over here living his life, going home in 10 years. Dude is ready to risk it all so this guy doesn't hurt another kid. Now, maybe externally he's not saying that, but internally, that's truly what he's projecting. So when a dude like Luigi, if he does get some time, which most likely he will, you got to understand that's just the way the world works. When you have a jury, this isn't a movie. They're going to say, you have to make the choice or we could hold you guys in contempt, perjury, whatever it may be, and you'll do 5 to 10 years if we find out you have ulterior motives, you're in this for any other reason. People are scared to do time. You wonder why. So that's something that people have to look at. If you were put in a jury, every average day Joe, it's easy to say now, I wouldn't find him guilty. No way, no way. Yet they go and show a video. They see this evidence. Dudes admitting it in court. I did it, whatever might happen. And then you go back there and they say, listen, you know, after years of trying to find the right jury and jury pools and battles between the DA and the defense attorney, you get put on the jury and they say to you, okay, listen, no bullshit. You know, you cannot have any personal opinions. This is a man's life that got killed, a man's life that might go to prison forever. If you play any of those games, you can be found in contempt. A lot of people that say that shit would 100% not ever sacrifice their freedom for what he's doing. They'll put it in comments. They'll They'll say it in the moment because it feels good emotionally, but the next thing that'll happen online that'll go viral, forgotten. But this dude, he didn't forget it. This dude went to war for what he believed in. Whether right or wrong, it doesn't fucking matter because he did what he thought was right. So in prison, people will respect that because you didn't fuck with kids. You weren't out there, taking shit from people. You're not this bully motherfucker that went and used an excuse to commit violence. The only true things that are respected in prison, because everybody's a killer. Everybody's the dope dealer. Everyone's got a golden AK-47. Everybody knows Tony Montana. But not everybody decided to just live a normal life and find something so passionate, whether it's their kids, their family, and go to prison for the rest of their life for it. And when you have basically a lot of people behind you that want to fund your attorneys, that want to visit you, that want to write you, you'll have true groupies and people that look at you as a folk hero. Now you have power inside that prison because you have something that nobody else has. Authentic love, money, and not just fake stuff where, you did a horrific crime and you got these weirdo groupies like that little fucking dude over there and on death row, Wade Wilson. These are people that are passionate about this situation that are going to give money and not expect anything because they feel you've already done something righteous. And that's a dangerous man who has a very well-educated mind, not just in the books, but obviously, as we see, he took the time to get the resources, the assets, and make something happen. So if he can go and transition from being a college grad and all these Ivy League schools to getting fake IDs, pistols with silencers, traveling in Greyhounds, that's a dude that can transition to prison life very easy and having relationships and connections and people visiting him and groupies and women. And he didn't commit any heinous act. He didn't kill women or children. He's not a chomo. He now has a lot of power because he can get someone to visit you. He can get this cell phone. He can do this. He can do that. And then he's a dude that can help people with their law work, can help people learn stuff. He's an asset in prison, and he's also a killer. He's not just some dude that went to go hurt some innocent women. He went and put one on there for the world to see and didn't just say, yeah, that's what it is. I'm innocent. No, I did it. That's what it is. Here's my manifesto. So that's how I look at it. In life, you're always going to have people, 99.9% of the people, that will always say what they will do. And then when they're presented with the situation, they'll literally turn their back on you and act like they don't know you and never give a fuck. You see time and time with these parents that leave their kids in these fucked up situations, but they'll swear if somebody hurt their kid, they'll go and kill them. Yet they'll bring some boyfriend in there or girlfriend in there to watch them, and you see all the shit that happens. But yet a convict with 5, 10, 15 years that gets a release date sees this dude in there that hurt a child, and he just, something in his heart, whatever it is, internally, he might not say it. He might keep it like, yeah, I'm just doing this because fuck him. But inside, he might still feel like that little kid traumatized and goes and throws his life away or gets away with it, but is willing to risk it all because he feels that's the right thing to do. Now, we kind of look alike, though. Let's be honest. So that's how I feel about that whole situation. So let's read some of his manifesto together. He says, the American public has allowed them to get away with it. Obviously, the problem is more complex, but I do not have space. And frankly, I do not pretend to be the most qualified person to lay out the full argument. But many have illuminated the corruption, the greed, examples given, Rosenthal, Moore, decades ago, and the problems simply remain. It is not an issue of awareness at this point, but clearly power games at play. Evidently, I am the first to face it with such brutal honesty. And then I found this here. He's talking about, and here I found this little nugget where he's talking about the Unabomber. He says, clearly written by a mathematics prodigy, read like a series of lemmas on the question of the 21st century quality of life. I mean, this dude didn't just wake up and choose it. Something, whatever it is, a rich kid, everyone's saying that, oh, how ironic. No, that's the most dangerous ones. A dude that literally is a wolf in sheep clothing, and not the type that I talk about as far as chomos go. This dude walked with all the sheeps in the college, all that. Meanwhile, he's planning to do one of the biggest murders in New York's history. Think about that. So that's how it goes. Stay out, stay free. us.